let's get started with the front page of the Punch newspapers. A cover story here says, impeachment move, tension in Rivers as Assembly serves Fubara misconduct notice. Media strategist says Nollywood actress plagiarized viral post on Ashake. Reps break fast with Tinubu donate 705 million naira to the federal government. You'll find details of that story on the Punch newspapers. Lagos PDP attacks Jandor over return to APC. Desiani asks court to retrieve seized assets from buyers. Wike revokes 4,974 FCT land titles over 6.9 billion naira ground rent. SGF distances self from AIDS 10 billion naira fraud. Amosun, Dangote differ over cement plant demolition. Niger fuel crisis, customs, marketers differ as 400 border filling stations shut. Anti-Tinubu coalition, APC, others attack El Rufai, Atiku as plot thickens. 4 feared killed in Ogun, cold clashes. EFCC arrests 21 for internet fraud in Bauchi. And finally, on the Punch newspapers, LP senatorial aspirant outlines vision for Anambra South. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Punch newspapers today. A quick look at the front page of the Vanguard newspapers. A cover story here says, Rivers crisis. Assembly serves Governor Fubara, deputy, notice of misconduct. Stop EFCC from selling my seized assets, Diezani begs court. Dangote, Amosun, bicker over demolition of cement factory in Ogun. 4 suspected kidnappers shot dead in gun battle with police in Delta. Sheyi Tinubu deserves some medals, not attacks, says Balami. Police arrest man for allegedly strangling girlfriend to death in Akwa Ibom. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the headlines.
Welcome back to your number one talk news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
My kids love tasty snacks, but many snacks are not so good for them. That's why I love the new Milo and
Audio Connection established.
is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire. We're still taking a look at the front pages of the Punch newspapers, the Vanguard newspapers, the Daily Trust, and the Guardian. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Falana sues Meta, claims $5 million over invasion of privacy. Protesters barricade road as herdsmen allegedly rape, destroy farmlands in Bayelsa. Naira appreciates to 1,590 to the dollar in parallel market. I never called for NYC members' execution, says presidential aide. Wike's house not attacked or burnt, according to police. 2027, why North won't defer presidential aspiration for Tinubu's re-election, and that's according to Shettima. And finally, on the Vanguard newspapers, Anambra Guber, LP in suspense as APC, APGA ignites race. These and many more you'd find on the front page of the Vanguard newspapers today. Moving on now to the front page of the Daily Trust. The cover story here says, how to own a home in Nigeria despite low earnings. Rivers Assembly's notice of misconduct not addressed to Fubara, says government. Abuja natives reject Wike's claim on compensation, demand integration. Bandits abduct 7 in Niger. El Rafai accuses Ubasani of siphoning LG funds to UK, South Africa. Motorists pass night at CNG stations over inadequate dispensing points. Shaware lawyers accompany core member summoned for criticizing Tinubu. How Amosun demolished my cement plant project twice, says Dangote. Wike revokes over 4,700 land titles in Abuja. And finally, on the Daily Trust newspapers, Edo LG crisis. PDP demands reinstatement of suspended chairman. APC fires back. And our final stop this morning will be the front page of the Guardian newspapers. A cover story here says, Tinubu appoints Bishop Kuka, Pro-Chancellor of Kaduna Applied Varsity. Nigeria's inflation drops to 23.18%, continues downward trend, says the NBS. More workers at risk of health challenges over sedentary lifestyle. FG to address allegations of expatriate quota abuse in oil sector. Diri proposes remediation global sanction for Niger Delta polluters at UN summit. Address core members' complaints. Don't punish her. FG NYC told. Angry mob lynch suspected armed robber in Lagos. And finally, on the Guardian newspapers, kinsmen seek Tinubu, others intervention in Akpabio, Natasha crisis. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Guardian newspapers today. Time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call is 0700 951 0000. 0809 597 4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080 999 30137. Remember, we're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch us live on there and also drop your thoughts as you do. Good morning.
Good morning, the angelic Gabriella. How are you?
Very well, thank you. You're welcome.
My name is Abakar calling you from Gwagwalada. I greet all the callers and contributors to this our popular platform, Nigeria Info Media Empire. Keep it up. In a democracy, if people cannot nose grievances and express their feelings concerning the NYC lady who protested over the outrageous cost of living crisis in Nigeria. Now she wants to be victimized. In a democracy, if people cannot express their feelings, what is the essence of democracy? Once you protest or express your opinion, you become the target of victimization. People of reason will rise to the occasion and save the NYC lady from being victimized. And the proposed coalition by strong, formidable opposition figures should not be termed anti-Tinubu. It's not nobody's against Tinubu in any form. We are against his style of governance. It's only focused on giving priority to raising tax income when people are languishing in abject poverty. It should be a coalition against hunger and abject poverty and insensitiveness. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, my noble sister, Mother Gabriella, sister, Queen of Nigeria Reform. This is your lovely brother from North Central part of Nigeria, living in Kubo Federal in Maladona. I greet you, my double Salasi and Abaka from Galada and Omota from Galadua. That concerns the NYC, you complain about the cost of living in Nigeria. My sister, I always say it, and some of APC supporters that tell us food stop come down. Even food stop come down, do you have the money to buy it? Even those they sell one bag of rice, 100 naira, and they give 50 naira to buy it. It's cost. Because if one bag of rice is 1 million and they have 5 million, you buy it. So we always tell people that this so-called APC, we don't have anything to offer this country. We are a third party. When some people say not by the party, by the individual, by the party, because every party have their ideology. If you look at during PDP eras, for my office, during the first thing, we see they share, they give us rights, and they are not well and take minutes. Since 2019, when Saraki do the right thing for this country, when people don't know, since when Saraki go, when Amelot come and this current president, they make the law to put more massive to the suffering. So all the law that you make it in 2019 to today is a law that put action for people. Of course, the people are crying. Go all the ministries, go all the agencies. People are crying.
All right.
They refuse to pay the minimum wage. They refuse to pay salary early. So workers are pay salary 13, 14 of another month. So our prayer, let us opposition unite from coalition and remove Ahmed Tinubu and APC from power. God will from APC to government. Thank you.
Okay. Now, here's the thing about, politics. And I think a lot of Nigerians, when having these conversations, it's also been brought up as well. If you're saying, the problem is the current government or the current political party, ruling party, how certain are you, and this is just me throwing the question out there, that the opposition party will do a better job? Seeing that there's been a lot of cross-carpeting, seeing there's been a lot of, defection from one party to the other and back. There are people who have moved from the APC to the PDP and back. There are those who have moved from the PDP to the APC and back. There are those who have moved to other parties, the SDP, the Labour Party. There are those who have moved back and forth. There's been a lot of that. So if you're saying, it's the major problem we're having is the ruling party, how certain are you that the opposition will do a better job? And that's just me throwing it out there for you to think about. That's just a question for you to think about. How sure are you that you're going to do a better job? Good morning. All right, to call back. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yes, Charles is speaking.
Go ahead, Charles.
There was a protest in Bayelsa over herders killing. These same herders from Zamfara to Kaduna to Sokoto to Benue to Ondo to Enugu in Ebonyi. In fact, almost every community in Nigeria. It is only that most times some media houses have even blacklisted the news so that they don't cause unnecessary tension. Most times they will even risk the people's lives in order to keep the nation. The truth of the matter is that what was this elders want? That you came to people's land, kill and take over with AK-47. The National Security Advisor is busy with Natasha. All they are interested is how did Natasha go to UN House. The police is busy with Wike, is sending them errands to block road where they will have meeting or where they will not have meeting. The measure or the essence of governance, number one is security of life. That's number one. And property comes after that time. The government of Nigeria do not care. As a matter of fact, Nigerians are being sacrificed on daily basis to maintain their political.
Hold on. That is an assumption, not a fact. All right. And again, go ahead and share your thoughts, but be careful not to make such.
No matter how else you explain this, that the government for the past 10 years keep telling you this Fulani herdsmen keep killing people every day. What do they want? And the government is not important. What is important is agitation to them.
But again, we've heard this in the news. There's been a lot of work by the security agencies, who are working night and day, to ensure that security is restored and these insurgency of a problem, as it bedevils Nigeria, is taken care of. We hear these reports in fact, as a matter of fact, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a report, where the Defense Headquarters actually stated the number of insurgents that had been, brought to book over the past 1 year, 2024. I read that report, must have been 2 weeks ago. I'll probably look for that and read that again, just so you know. So there's been a lot of work in that regard. So it's a bit of a people being sacrificed. That's much assumption, wouldn't you agree? We'll take your comments on WhatsApp shortly, but keep your messages and voice notes coming through 080-999-30137. Let's take some of your comments on Facebook Live. Remember, we're still streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. On Facebook, Nwachukwu Kennedy Chinedu from Okwoka Omohu Okwato, hope I pronounced that correctly. He says, good morning, everyone. The move by River State House of Assembly to oust Fubara from office is highly condemnable, barbaric, and a call for anarchy. So I'm urging Wike and his men to tread with caution. They should not start what cannot be finished. Let Wike focus on Abuja and allow Fubara focus and Rivers. Benedict Mamvong says, good morning, Nigeria Info. If all the citizens die from hunger and starvation, who will the government govern? He sends that in from Onitsha. Mwaza John Lassisi from Buhari says, on Fubara, River State has become a place of battle for power. The government has been sidelined for survival. One single hand turning the whole state upside down because of ego. We'll see how it ends. Dr. Mrs. Umar Olibara from Owerri says, why threatening the corper for criticizing Tinubu so people will no longer open up and speak out in this country? It is in criticizing constructively that we spur governments to action. It is the engine room of democracy and what makes it to grow. All those supporting evil must rip the whirlwind. That's what she says. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Excellency, Angel Gabriel.
You're welcome.
I remember on myself of Bakar Ali Dang Alibabang Ali. I'm calling from PW Kubwa this morning.
Go ahead.
I think we are gradually sliding into dictatorship. When people who are boxed into the tightest of corners cannot vent their anger or vent their frustration. Angel Gabriel, how much is 33,000 that NYC, the core members are earning? Will 33,000 be enough for them to transport themselves to their various places of primary assignment, to feed from it, fend for their health? And remember, in Abuja and big cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, accommodation, they are the one accommodating themselves.
But that has been increased now. It's no longer 33,000. It's just that we're still having issues of implementation.
They come now when they increase them, because I get younger ones that are copper. Now when they increase them, unless they increased yesterday, February payment was 33,000. What are we saying? Please confirm. Fact check me after I drop my call. Fact check. February this thing they pay NYC is 33,000. What are we saying? And Gabriel, how many workers today, after they receive salary in 2 weeks, will live comfortably? After 2 weeks, a lot of them they are managing till the end of the month. Collect credit here, collect credit there. Is that not what is happening? And you say people should not talk? Why should people? Okay, people should not die in silence. This policy is affecting everybody, and people are talking. You are trying to. It's not right. It's not right. And Gabriel, let me put you on hot seat. If you receive your salary, can you live with it comfortably for 3 weeks? Comfortably. What are we saying? We should stop pretending. We should still the way they are. How many civil servants from level 14 downward? If you know they take Ogunje, your salary can take you comfortably 3 weeks. How about?
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you as well for sharing your thoughts. One more call and we get back to the messages. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Princess.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's Aluta Senator Basunjo calling you from Lapai, Niger State.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Bishop Kuka has been given appointment. Now you can see when the men of God that we knew they can talk, and now they have begun to bribe them so that
hold on, Obasanjo.
Yes,
an appointment.
Princess.
Hold on, an appointment. Hold on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
An appointment is not a bribery. I mean, at what point was the definition for an appointment changed to that of a bribery?
You want to stop me from talking all this. Why? Because if you read out the Bible, when the Meshach and Abednego refused to accept what the king says to them, he put them on the fire and the stand flames and God. And we knew Bishop Kuka has been talking that it's a prominent religious man and Nigerians are listening to him. When the country, Tinubu-led administration, right from the Buhari administrations, Nigerians have been living in pain. Why collecting this appointment?
Hold on, Obasanjo, don't you think we're contradicting ourselves as Nigerians? If on one hand, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Don't you think it's contradictory as Nigerians? If on one hand we're saying, oh, we need the good people in offices of influence, and now they're giving appointments, we're saying, oh, why is he collecting the appointment if he's actually a good person? It has to be bribery. Don't you think that's contradictory?
Now, politics is different with the religious men. When the religious men becomes politicians, there is a temptation in every lane of politics.
So you're saying religious people should not get into politics. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, they can come out plainly, be telling the leaders, this is what to do, but not accepting from the politicians.
But Obasanjo,
yes,
even the same Bible you're quoting, says that when a religious man is in power, the people rejoice. So if you're saying religious people should not get into offices of power...
let me stop for that. Let me not argue. Over that. Let me go to Rivers State.
Okay.
Fubara, you have been so lenient to what we call Wike, Nation Wike. You don't have to be linear. You have to be tough on some decisions. If the Supreme Court, the judges are listening to us this morning, this is what you people want to put the life of Nigerians into a bad shape. Why? Because if the militant returns to start bombing the oil facilities of Nigeria, it's all you people will travel to
Obasanjo. I'm not even sure how we got. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop right there. All right. So that we're not deviating from what the conversation should be. Again, thank you for sharing and calling and sharing your thoughts. But again, we're having conversations every day for a way forward. Referring to the Rivers crisis. What has the Fubara Wike, crisis or conversation got to do with the oil in the Niger Delta and bombing or not bombing? All right, please let's just be guided in our conversations and in our contributions as well, so that we're not moving or deviating away from what the conversation should be or inciting anything. Let's take some of your comments on WhatsApp now. Quite a number of comments here and voice notes. Let's see. You're going to have to pardon me because I left my glasses today. Anyway, this says EFCC investigates assistant to the Secretary of the Government of the Federation over 10 billion naira fraud. Please, the searchlight should be extended to other ministers because according to Obasanjo, this government is trying to take over the last government in corruption. St. Jude from Gogalada sends that one in. And Danjuma Eagle from Sabonwuse says, my take this morning is on... Tinubu's son, who went to Adamawa to tell people that his father's administration is the best in the history of Nigeria. I think that statement should be repatriated to Lagos. He actually said his father is the best president, in Nigeria. Anyway, it says to that extent, enough is enough to annual political statements, most especially now that the removal of fuel subsidy cannot guarantee uninterrupted power supply and free access to healthcare in our nation. This says, I strongly condemn the threats and intimidation against the corper who posted a video lamenting Nigeria's economic hardship. It's been stated allegedly that the officials are harassing her for expressing her views on the president's performance. This is unacceptable. Core members are citizens with rights and no one should be victimized for speaking out. Wale Fatunla sent that in. Let's quickly listen to some of your voice notes.
Good morning, Nigeria. For this, Assalam from South South. The Zane said that EFCC should stop selling its property. The Zane has property. He should come back to Nigerians. If he knows it's not, he did not root our product. You sell our NNPC, buy goods about 1.something billions. You are selling this. You are now telling EFCC to stop selling this thing. EFCC should sell everything, and all the other people that loot Nigerians, EFCC should sell their property and give the money to Nigeria. Not.
Good morning, Nigeria Info. Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Sheikh Mohammed, and I'm recording from Jabi. I think for the NYSC lady that was victimized, I think it's high time for the federal government to do the needful. 33,000 naira is nothing. 77,000 naira that they are promising themselves is nothing. So they should do the needful. I'm telling you, if they could fail to pay the NYSC that 77,000 naira, and by now 33,000 naira is still what they are paying them, I think to me is suicidal.
Hello, Nigeria Info. A very good morning to you, and Gabriella, the listeners and the contributor. Quite nice to be here again. My name is Tim. One, I would like to talk about the crisis going on in Rivers State Assembly and government of Rivers State. You know, for me, I just want to say it's just a script that has been written for them to play out. And that is why we see it playing out here again in Rivers State. You are aware that the same script that was played also in Lagos State, because there are various scripts that came out, and after one being played, it wasn't well played, and the originality of the chief player came to board, and we saw what is happening today in Lagos, and that is an extension of what is happening in Rivers State. I keep saying it, until we do our reform in the electoral system, all this thing will continue. Do have a lovely day and goodbye. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing that with us. Time is up, but let's see if I can squeeze in one more comment. Okay, sadly, we can't. We'll take a very quick break for the commercials, and we'll come right back and get the conversation going. Don't go away.
Your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria.